All right, so we got a nice day today. Hopefully this records right. I've already went over this one side once with this phosphoric acid or Ospho. So I'm gonna go over it again real quick. I want to keep it wet as I can before I actually clean it off, because I'm reactivating it. So that's what we're doing. Now I've got hot Dawn dish soap that I'm going to spray it down with as I'm rinsing it off, and then I'm going to scrub it also with a Scotch-Brite pad. Now this is only for SPI. You guys know that's what I use, and they don't want you to have acid underneath your, so I got to clean this off really good. Make sure I don't have any residue on here if possible. Otherwise it might fail. Like I said, I don't suggest doing this on the outside of your car, but I'm gonna do it in here and see what happens. Kind of my own experiment type deal. Like I said, it's gonna be on the inside. This stuff should never see water, but and then my plan was to blast it, but my neighbors are out with their kids and it makes a huge cloud, which they've been out for the last multiple days in a row, and so I haven't been able to do anything. So I may go over and see when they're going to go in the house that way I can actually blast for a little bit. But so yeah, once I get this like I've got here, I'm going to go ahead and take my Scotch-Brite pad and go ahead and kind of scrub it a little bit. Any of the old stuff, that the salts or whatever, that, well, that just stripped that glove. Make sure to get down here good. You see it's kind of turning it red, and the Scotch-Brite pad. I did go over this. I'm gonna let some of that run down in there. I don't care. And get inside. I will go back inside that and spray internal frame coating in there. So hopefully that will play well with this acid. I'm assuming that's some kind of acid etch stuff. And again, you know what happens when you assume, but that's all I can do at this point. Yeah, it looks like it's cleaning up pretty good. All this will be also blasted, so, but I need to get this off before I blast it. All right. Let me go grab what I need. I think this might actually work. I was using this to wash stuff yesterday. I think it'll be all right. It's just soapy water. Here's my bottle of hot soapy water. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I decided not to go get a hot water tank. See if I could do this like this, see what happens. You want to make sure you're not in the right or I'm gonna start at this end since the wind's blowing that direction. It's gonna end up blowing in my face. All right. I'm just kind of wiping this down with this. Give me a dry cloth here in a minute. Dry it. This actually is kind of cold, so that probably will offset my warm water. I probably ought to get this warm. Guess we'll find out if it turns orange. That Dawn soap that's in here is supposed to also help neutralize any acid because it's a base. Or at least that's what I read. And that makes some sense, I guess. Because this isn't a very strong acid. So it just takes a mild base to neutralize it out. Well, that's at least the hope at this point. So all right, let me grab something to dry this off with real quick. I guess I could use these paper towels. I got some rags over there, but I'll just hit this real quick. Now, right now, if I just wanted to use the acid etch, now it supposedly would be etched properly. You can kind of see it's trying to do a little bit of orange, but I don't think that's rust. I think that's tarnish, basically. But again, it's going to get blasted anyway, so it doesn't really matter. This was just to try to kill all the rust, all this, which it looks like I ought to probably go over that again. That sucks. I was told by a guy on here, and he knows who he is, to basically take stuff like this, soak it down with acid, and then soak this with acid and let it sit. That way it covers up and keeps this. But I'm gonna blast this, so that should be okay. But yeah, that looks pretty close. That looks like where I brushed that stuff on there. I bet that's okay though. Anyway, this right here supposedly is etched, and you would be able, this is clean as your metal's gonna get, according to what I've read on some of it, and you would just go over this with epoxy primer. It's ready. But for me, I still see orange down in there. I don't like that. I'm gonna go ahead and blast this anyway, give it a tooth. But like I said, I can't blast while they're, I'd planned on it. I even got my tarp out. I was gonna to recollect my glass that doesn't get pulverized. I hadn't planned on using the acid on this. I was just gonna hit it with a blaster. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do here with this stuff, and then I'll bring you back when I'm getting it wrapped up. Maybe I'll get to blast it at some point. See you guys. All right, there it is, blasted. I'm tired. I've been almost set out of there. I may wire wheel the rest of that black off there, but it's dead. I only got the spots where I needed to, really. Just kind of lightly went over the rest of it. So if you see some shiny stuff, that's because, well, that, and another reason is I got that cheap Harbor Freight hood. I didn't think about it, but I've got this one here. I should have used this one, and I didn't, which is dumb, but it's what it is. So yeah, I missed some spots because you can't see. I'm sweating, it's running in my glasses. It sweats everywhere. So not making excuses, is what it is. So there you go. I finally got it blasted for the most part. It looks like I need to go back out and do a couple more spots here and there, but for the most part, I got it. I gotta take that off and do it. Anyway, yeah, I took you through what I started with it, and cleaned it off, rinsed it, and scrubbed it with a Scotch-Brite pad, and then rinsed it again with warm water, and then cleaned it all off and dried it with a towel, and then came back and blasted it. So it's ready for hopefully some epoxy, and God knows it's about time. See you guys.